Right, there are guides on cleaning your sword all over the place, but I thought if I'd get a video down, then you could see how I went about it from a practical point of view, just cleaning off your blade and getting it re-oiled so that it doesn't develop rust spots. That's basically what we're doing in this video. So it's going to be short and sweet. Not only have I had to re-record this about 4 billion times, a combination of naughty cats and naughty weather, so I wanted to go over a little bit more, but I'm going to do that in separate little chunks, I think. Let's get the first bit out of the way and we can go from there, alright? Alright, first off, you're going to need your kit. Okay, this is a cloth for wiping gunk off, basically. You'll have an Uchiko ball, and the Uchiko ball is made of basically polishing powders held captive in a little ball. It used to come with a stick, but the stick fell apart, so still got the powder though. I believe cheaper versions contain all sorts of stuff. It might even be unscented talcum powder. I really don't know, but I do know that it works, so that's cool. This piece of cloth, this rag now, is only used for this, and after you've powdered the blade you wipe it off with this, and I keep this separate from all the other stuff in this little plastic bag. Okay, and finally we've got the oil cloth, which well, it contains a cloth covered in oil. Traditionally choji oil was used. I've heard that some people say it contained clove oil, and some people said it didn't contain clove oil because of various reasons, but it's an oil, it's fairly neutral. Mineral oil will do fine, bike oil will do, it doesn't matter as long as it's not an acidic oil, and that's all we need to get started. So first off, we're going to take our rough cloth. I'm sure there are better things to use than a J cloth, but this is clean. It hasn't even been used for wiping oil off yet. So now hold the sword with the right hand. I don't know if that's done traditionally, but I do know that I'm right-handed. The majority of the people are, you know, that are going to be watching this are. So if you hold it with your right hand, you're holding the dangerous sharp thing with your dominant hand. I find that makes sense. And we're going to get all the previous crap off the blade. All right. And that's normally water, bits of bottle, bits of straw, whatever you're cutting, crap from inside the sire. Actually, I'm going to do that right now, okay? If you're screwing up your Noto, or if your sire's not brilliant, or for whatever reason, oh crikey, there we go. Just tap it out, because all these things can hold moisture or get stuck to the side of your blade or whatever. Always good. The other way you can do it is just tapping Koiguchi lightly on a table, but I mean, you don't need much effort, just give it a tap out every now and then. Back to what I was doing, getting the crap off the blade. Once we've done that, we're going to put this cloth to one side. Okay, and we're going to move on to the other. The other thing, the powdering. Just quickly give this a look-see. I've been polishing it, so I mean, it's good for me to have a look, but you should also have a look for any little dings. There's one here that I can see that I'm going to need to come back past, and there's one there that was one of the ones that it came with when it came from the store. The one further up is my fault. One here, would you believe? I'll remove all of those anyway, it's unimportant. Right. My cats are busy destroying the local fauna and wildlife. I haven't jumped up onto the table this time, so... Right, when you're doing this, I don't need to worry on this because they glued the sword into the habaki because they're idiots. But try not to get oil and gunk back that way, otherwise it'll drop down inside the habaki, inside the suka, and cause all sorts of rubbish. You're also supposed to, I believe, tap about, you know, this far, but it's easy to wipe off too much than to not put on enough. So that's, you know, maybe a bad habit. I don't care. I've swapped hands. Probably shouldn't, but this removes moisture from the blade. It also polishes slightly, would you believe, because it's ground up polish, or ground up polishing stone. So once you're happy with that, once you're happy that all the powder, cats, love them. Once you're happy that all the powder's been removed, there we go. Give that a little wipe because I did touch it with my hand. Pop this away from all the other bits and bobs. There we go. And now the oiling. Now, I know that this has probably got enough oil on it, but I like to make sure. You can always wipe oil off anyway. Just a couple more drops. And just wipe down the blade. Weirdly enough, this is the point where you can see any imperfections on the blade. If you've been polishing, imperfections show up in a different colour. It's like the oil seeps in and reflects the light in a different way, which is unusual but useful, I suppose. There we go. Pop that back in there, keeps it away from all the other stuff. And when you're putting the sword away, here comes the wind. The wind that has tried to ruin previous videos. Don't no-toe, just pop the sword back inside, resting the spine on the underside of the sire, and in it goes. Keeps your mucky fingerprints off it, and because you don't want the oils on your fingers on the blade after you've just been cleaning it. And that's pretty much it. You may want to use a cloth to wipe off your sire because it's going to have your fingerprints all over it now, but it's up to you from a practical point of view. There's no real reason apart from aesthetics, and that's it. And that's all you need to do in order to keep your blade clean and functional. There are other things that you can use. Obviously, like I said, you don't need choji. You can use bike oil, as long as it's a neutral oil. You can use that. There's the various companies do sword oils. I think there's one particular well-known sword manufacturer who does a sword oil. It's a little bit more gloopy than normal, which means that it will stay on the blade for longer. But they have a problem with their spraying device. You know, just find one that suits you. It doesn't matter. Wiping cloths don't have to be traditional. A J cloth will work. You've got your dusting cloths, yellow dusting cloths. As long as you keep it specifically for that task, then you're okay. And that's pretty much it. Just use your common sense. Keep your fingerprints off it, clean it after every use, and you're good to go. And that's it. Thanks for watching.